So in the latest chapter of One Piece, and hear me out guys, we have literally the determination of the giants. Basically we've got Yarul that gave the speech he gave and he stand on it. So in this latest chapter, chapter 1173, we have right after all of the backflash that happened and everything, now we're coming back to the reality, coming back to the present, and we're finally going back to the upper realm where Luffy and Loki and all of the rest of the Straw Hats and all of the rest of the giants, meaning also Hajruddin with Gaban and everything. So basically, all of the biggest fighters are going to the upper echelon of the tree. And so that's where they're gonna see everything. And when they got to everything, basically, we are on the branch number 8. And on that branch number 8, basically at the edge of it, at the very end of it, is where the West Castle is. And where that West Castle is where Yarul is. And Yarul is basically around a bunch of giants and everything. And he's being targeted basically by Imu, because Imu thinks Yarul has to die basically. And she's sending Dorian Bragi that were turned into demons right now because of the Domi Reversi and everything. And a bunch of other giants were also transformed because, just a little FYI, just a little reminder, because it's been like what, 7 months. But just a little reminder, when two demons, basically one here and one there, and you are basically in the middle of those two demons, you will transform as well. That's how the power works, and that's how it was determined back in the day. So hopefully no one gets in between two giants, because they will turn into demons as well, just like Dory, Bragi, and so many other giants already. And so in this latest chapter, we can see that all of the giants are still fighting against all of the biggest creatures that you could have seen. We've got Dory and Bragi that are trying to kill giants left and right to get to their target, which is Yarul. And we can still see the hostage situation with the kids that are still going towards the boat, meaning they are still being under the control of Gunko's powers and everything. And at the same time, people are trying to rescue them, and people have been trying, but with the thorn powers around them and everything, it's basically very tough to actually save the kids. But one technique that actually works and might still work is to maybe pull the kids one after the other from the line where they are walking, and then putting them somewhere safe, or making them go to sleep or something. But trying to rescue the kids the way the giants have been trying, meaning try to push them, try to handle them, try to like stop them or whatever, nothing works, and everything is just making the kids suffer basically because of those thorns. But then, just like I told you in the beginning of the video, we get the very legendary moment of Yarul that actually takes the transponder nail, and he talks to everybody on elbaf and tells them the truth. And this is what Yarul said. He says, "Listen, people of elbaf, I will tell you everything before I die. Our late dear King Harold always believed in elbaf coming together with the rest of the world, and that led to his attempt to join the world government. But his efforts were shunned and betrayed 14 years ago on that fateful day. I saw it all with my own very eyes. Harold and all those soldiers were killed by the act of a demon. Harold struggled to his last breath to keep elbaf safe from falling into that demon's hands. And I held my tongue, fearing that our people would rise up in revenge, leading us into an ultimate war. Our king never won it." And so through all of this, people are still fighting all those creatures. Giants are slowly but surely realizing the truth, and they're like, so wait, Loki didn't actually kill King Harold and everything? Yeah, that's what literally Yarul is telling you. He's telling you that they were demons that literally were trying to make all of the giants slaves to the world government, basically. And then he says Loki took the people's anger upon himself when he sailed out to sea. But he may have always been boorish, but he is innocent. And on that, people are like, so what? Loki is innocent? What? What happened to King Harold? Demons? What? And as they are watching all of the craziness that's going on in Elbaf right now, they are understanding way more what's really going on in the country, and how yes, demons might live or might exist and try and destroy their land basically and make them all as slaves. And that's where you get a shot of Gunko, Summers, and Killingam, where they are just literally just standing right there because Yarul is still speaking and he's saying, now today, 3 new demons have appeared to subjugate our nation, and I had hoped that this matter was behind us, but we are once more in need of great power. And then after saying all of that, now he's trying to talk to the devils themselves, and he's telling on the transponder snail to the kids to basically close their ears so that they don't listen to what he's gonna say to the devils. And this is what Yarul basically says to the devils, and what he says is absolutely fantastic. And he says, I am speaking to you now, demons. You can take our culture and history, but let our little ones go. So he wants, after everything, after the library that they are burning up right now, after destroying them the way they are doing, and after even the kids being transported into the boat and everything, like that's the only wish that they want, and that's what they concluded to doing in the beginning. But then the gods nice, you can never trust them. That's why they are actually taking the kids as a precaution to Marijwa, whatever, to keep basically all of the giants as slaves, and they're keeping basically the kids as precaution to keep it the way it is basically and to keep them in check. And then he says, if you think this axe will crush our spirit, you've made a grave mistake. We will not show you the same patience Harold did. You speak of subjugating us and picture our people to be your slaves. Who the hell do you bastards think you're dealing with? Woo! The giants, they are proud of themselves, and they are proud warriors that have been friggin' fighting since the dawn of time. I probably think in the world of One Piece. And the fact that you come to them and you disrespect them the way you are doing, Yarul got pissed in that moment, and now he is ready for war basically. And Usopp is like, yeah, well said, Yarul, this is the elbaf I always loved. And then he says, if the Harley prophecies are true, the world is bound to face a great divide one day. And from that point on, he says, so be it. From this day forward, all elbaf will stand against the world government. Whew! And that sends shivers throughout everybody, because at the same time Usopp is like, oh my god, I am so in love with elbaf and everything, because of how proud they are, proud warriors and everything. And he's like, do you really think that some thorns, illusions, and this little reversey game would be enough to make us bow? We will never submit to your dominion. What say you proud warriors of elbaf? And everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna destroy them. And at the same time, you understand that even Hajruddin is saying, yeah, 300 years ago, when that guy was actually on the seas and everything, he was the strongest being on the seas of One Piece at that time. So not to say that Yarul is still strong enough nowadays, but he was pretty strong back in the day, and he can be a great asset into all of this that's going on right now, because he's got the experience and he had the strength, and he can lead people to do the right choice, which he's doing right now. And he says, we will protect the peace Harold dreamed of, and hopefully they will be able to protect the dream that Harold has been always dreaming of, meaning the dream of being at peace with all of the world, meaning no war, no nothing, but just safe, precautious, and a peaceful world basically. And at that same time, we get one last little page, and now it's from Zoro's side, who's saying, don't worry, I have a plan. against the fact that if they actually get caught in between two demons, they will turn themselves into demons. So Zoro has a plan to go against that Domi reversing game or whatever. So I am very much waiting patiently to see what Zoro is able to do in this situation. And I'm actually going to make another video about Zoro's possible plans. So tune in for that one too. It's going to be on Friday. But then finally, we jump to some of the latest scenes that are going on right now, and we can see that the lift ascends to their sun realm, and you can see how big the environment is, how small the little line is that's going from the realm of the dead to the sun realm basically. And it is literally so freaking tiny. It looks a little bit like that elevator that's going to Marijua, and you see how small it is and how big the scenery is. Basically, it's the same thing, but now oversized with how elbaf is. And at the same time, now we also get the discussion in between everybody. We get like a little discussion before the game, before the combat and everything, where now Gabon is actually talking to Hazruddin, Luffy, and all of that, and he's telling them what's happening over there. He's telling them about the powers of those three people that came, and everybody's like, "What? How could three people come and do all of this craziness? How could they be the size of, Sanji, Zoro, and all of that, and make all of this craziness even to giants and stuff, And Gutman is basically explaining how Kunko has a devil fruit power that basically is an arrow that basically is making all of the kids go a certain direction, because Sanji was asking, how can you even make giant kids walk all some kind of way and all of that? Like, how is it possible? And that's how he says that Gunko is the one who's doing it. Then you move on to Summers, and he says that Summers has eaten the thorn fruit basically, and he basically can make thorns out of his devil fruits, and he can make them around the kids so that when you come close to them, you get spiked and the kid gets spiked, so everybody gets hurt. And if you try to like get them, or like just hug them or whatever, or try and take them away from the bullshitness that they're into, well, they will get hurt and everything. So that's why even Summer's devil fruit power is a concern. And then the last one that he's talking about killing him, and killing him's devil fruit power is the fact that he can make everything come true from the kids' nightmares, for example. So if they are afraid of something specific in their nightmares, well, that will come to reality, basically. For example, if somebody is afraid of Nika, boom, Nika is gonna appear. If somebody is afraid of a dragon, that dragon will appear. If somebody is afraid of a sea creature, that sea creature will appear. If somebody is afraid of a wolf, a wolf will appear, basically. And throughout Gaban telling them what's actually going on and everything, they are trying to figure out a way to actually get rid of them. And since he's telling them that they are immortals, some of the giants are like, yeah, so if they are immortals and we can't kill them, how about we capture them? How about trapping them or even crushing them? Like, or maybe even eat them. So he is giving some plausible solutions at least, But what they don't know of is that Gunko, for example, she doesn't have just the arrow fruit. She also, since last time, she basically transformed into Imusama, basically, and now she's able to use a book or something that she can get weapons from or something like that. That's what we've seen her use, and because basically she used a weapon such as a gun to actually shoot one of the arms of the giants to make the pact of the Domi reverse in the beginning. So they don't know that Imo is actually the one that's controlling Gunko all the way up top. Just like we don't know where Brook actually disappeared, and Brook is not on any of the latest chapter, and from everything that happened lately, since he recognized Kunko and Kunko recognized Brook a little bit, we don't know where Brook is. We don't know what happened to him, but I'm probably guessing he's doing something towards the fact that he can help Gunko somehow. So hopefully that's gonna be in the next chapters. But as the group that's coming from the realm of the dead is coming up, to the realm of the sun. Now they are seeing basically all of the craziness that's going on, and it's basically even beyond anything that they could have imagined, because they see just basically dragons and creatures and craziness everywhere. And as they get there, they see some giants left and right that are, fighting some creatures and all of that. But they also see Kashi, and Kashi is talking to them, and he's telling them about what's going on. Dorian Bragi going to kill Yarul and everything. And at the same time, Kashi is talking to Rodo, and he's telling him, hey, Rodo, your little brother actually just got captured. And he's like, what? And he books it to go and help his little brother Bjorn, basically. And that's where now we get to see literally these Straw Hats with Hajuruddin, Loki, and all of that. They're gonna start on going towards their goal and doing what they need to do. And if you didn't watch my latest video of who is gonna be probably fighting who in this fight, go and check it out. It's one of my latest videos in the channel. But this chapter basically was crazy. It was basically just an informational / transitional chapter that just let us know of what's going on here and there. Basically like a recap of what happened and what needs to happen, basically. But through it all, we literally needed that recap to kind of get us back into the game and let's go for the war, But on that note, let me guys know in the comments down below, what do you think about this chapter? Let me know, and we will talk it out throughout in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and your boy is gonna see you in the next one. Peace.